All right, Chris Profits here, and in this video, I had a bunch of not a bunch of people, but a couple people ask me what I look for whenever I am going to move into a new market meeting a new city in America. Since we, virtually wholesale all over the U.S., then we try to pick the markets that have the newest growth, that have the most new homes that are being built. So a couple things that I look for if I already have an idea of like the city I want to move into, I try to focus on certain areas to see if there's growth in those areas. So I'm kind of just freestyling here, but I'll show you how I kind of do it. So say for example, if I was going to go into Houston, Texas, and what you would basically do before this is you would do a search for, the newest areas, upcoming areas, newest growth places. You can look on Google and see what are places or what are cities that have the most people moving into them. New jobs, anything like that. And I'll do another video on that. But if you already have a kind of an area or a city mapped out, this is kind of how I would do it. So if I was looking at Houston, and this is just for land deals, especially infill lots is what we focus on. What I would do is I would go to Houston. This is through Redfin. Go ahead and sign up for a free account through Redfin and log in, and then pick out your city first. But the first thing I do is I remove the outlines because a lot of times the growth is going to be on the outskirts of the city, not just on the inner city parts. So what I do is I remove the outline, and then I'm going to focus on land because I want to see land sales. So I think Redfin changed their filter a little bit, but it's still similar. So first thing I do is I go to filter, land, and then I'm just going to look at the last 3 months. Usually that's really all I do when I focus on my comps. I'm trying to get the most recent comps for the last 3 months, which is the last sold properties in the areas. So I'm gonna go to land, uh, put on sold only, and apply those. And I want to stick to less than, let's say, 75,000. You want it's each market is different, but you want to try to find the sweet spot for the areas. So it's not really rocket science, but you're just kind of zooming in and looking for different areas in the city. And what you can do is, like in this area here, this is inner city, but see how you can see a bunch of, and blue is this going to be the sold comps, the sold properties, sold lots, and green would be the active lots. See if I went back to that, then you would see all the green. Green is for sale. We don't really look at for sale. You can look at for sale. These are all properties that are still on the market. These are listed properties in green. But the blue is our key. The blue is, what actual properties that have been sold recently. And that'll kind of uh, tell you that. But I do use the green sometimes, the active properties, just to see what realtors and agents are listing stuff for. And then of course I'm gonna put my sales price under that. Yeah, what I'm actually trying to move my properties for. So go back to the blue only, sold on land under 75,000. And another thing I do is I filter out for. I make sure my lot is at least 7,000 square feet. We'll just put 65 for now. But yeah, like here, so you see like this market right here. If you zoom all the way in, you can see this little patch. So you're looking for little patches of space where there's properties being sold. So in this area, you can see there's 10 right there, and zoom out, and then there's more right here, but these are going to be more competitive. The ones that are in city are way more competitive. So just keep in mind The best thing, in my opinion, this is just what I personally do. I don't really look inside areas. I try to look on the outskirts of town. You know, a lot of people try to look outside. Just because it's not as competitive, it's easier to get stuff under contract, and then it's easier to move 'em. So this is another area. This is outside of the loop here. It's still kind of in town, but it's still a good area. This area is called Trinity Gardens. So all I was doing, I would basically maybe draw a circle here and see how many solds are taking place. So how many solds there have been in the last 3 months. So there's 23 here. So that's pretty good. So anything, around 15, 10, 15, I would say. This is another area here. But like I said, again, this is still in the city. So I'm trying to find little patches that are outside. I had a area earlier that I was looking at. Um, but like this is outside of town. This has a little patch here. So you're trying to find, this is 10. And when you zoom in, Redfin will automatically show you how many souls there are recently. And then if you want to do more research, you can also go to, you can bring it back to 6 months and see if there was even more sales. So see, within the last 6 months, this area right here had about 21 sales. So it just depends how much, how far back you want to go. But like I said, I like to stay to about 3 months to see what people are currently buying, to see if I can, get stuff under contract and there's going to be enough activity that I can move some property. So another area I was looking in was up here. This is by Lake Conroe, and there's a bunch of properties right here. So see in this area here, if you zoom in, there's 19 sold in the last 3 months. This is another little area here, north of Houston. So see how far this is from Houston. It's still within, an hour or so of Houston. So a lot of people like to, just have something out here. This is by the lake, and this is another little area here. But all I would do is check and see how many solds are there. And then once you see that there's a lot of activity or things being sold, lots being sold, this is just for land. Once you see there's a lot of land being sold, you can go ahead and see if there's new properties being built. The way I'll do that is I'll go to house, change my filter, take off land, keep solds on, and then take the filter for lot size off, and make sure you take the filter for price off. But then I want to see what's been built recently. So the way you do that is go to about a year. So right now it's 2021. So go to about a year ago and see what's being built. See what has been built recently. So in this area, I just went to 2020. So go about a year back. See if there's any new houses being built. So in this area right here, there are 7 houses being built. And you can kind of click through and see, what they look like. See the price ranges. Looks like these are being listed at, 350, 499. This one's a super big house. I mean, a super expensive house, and it's only 2,600 square feet for 500. In Houston, that's a high price. But hey, somebody bought it, so you know what to look for. So things are moving in this area. This is another one that's 2,500 square feet, 464 listed for, and it was sold 3 weeks ago. So this is a good little area, to look for. But the first thing I would do is I would start with the lots, the vacant lots that are being sold. Let me get back to my filter here. So like I said, go to land, sold 3 months. And I'll try to find one more area. So only things I change are land, sold 3 months, and the square footage. Let's see, where's that square footage? I don't know where I put it. Let me just go. Okay, price 2 under 75,000, because we really don't want to get anything. We want to stick to the prices that people can actually buy for cash or on terms. 6,500 square feet. So those, if I went too fast, just kind of slow it down. But that's another little area. So just trying to find little areas like that have little patches of a bunch of sold properties in the area.